Breaking news, Patriots Nation, listen up, Pats fans, the most passionate crowd in the NFL. 2025 is here, and let me tell you something, this is gonna be your year. Mark my words, victory, redemption, and the road to the Super Bowl starts. Now, the energy behind the scenes is electric. The fire is burning once again in Foxborough, and you can already hear the crowd roaring. We're coming for it all. But before we dive into today's red-hot news, smash that like button if you believe in this team. And if your heart beats red, white, and blue every time the Pats hit the field, drop it in the comments. Go Pats! I believe a wild rumor is making waves across the NFL community, and Patriots Nation is right in the middle of it. Could Cole Kmet, the Bears' tight end, actually end up in New England? It's a story that exploded on Bleacher Report and got plenty of fans talking. But is there any truth to it? And more importantly, would it even make sense? Let's peel this apart together and stick around, because what we found out about Kyle Williams and why the Patriots really drafted him might just change how you feel about the team's offensive future. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. So here's the deal. Bleacher Report stirred the pot with a suggestion that the New England Patriots should target Cole Kmet in a potential trade. At first glance, that might sound tempting. Kmet's got the numbers, some name value, and hey, Maye, our new QB, could always use more weapons. But when you actually dig into the logic of this suggestion, it falls apart completely. Let's be clear, Cole Kmet is a solid tight end. Nobody's denying that. In fact, in 2023 he put up some very respectable numbers, minus 73 catches, 719 yards. That's no joke, but when you compare that to his 2024 performance, yikes. A sharp dip to just 47 receptions and 474 yards. That's a pretty steep decline. And while some might point fingers at the Bears' offense or quarterback instability, the reality is that production like that doesn't scream trade target, especially when you're looking at what the Patriots already have in the tight end room. Now enter Hunter Henry. Patriots fans, you know the name, you've seen the production, and when you stack him up side by side with Kmet, Henry comes out ahead. In 2024, Henry posted 66 receptions and 674 yards, blowing Kmet out of the water. Both players are similar in build, wear the same number, play the same role, and frankly, at this point in their careers, are interchangeable on the field. So why trade valuable assets for a player that's a near clone of one you already have, and arguably outperforming him? And if we're talking numbers, let's not ignore the money. Kmet's contract sits at around $8.9 million annually through 2026. Hunter Henry, 2 years left and a much friendlier salary cap hit. So financially, it's a no-brainer. Performance-wise, same deal. Chemistry with Maye, that's already being built. Why start over with another player that brings zero net gain to the table? And it's not like Henry's alone in that room either. The Patriots also brought in Austin Hooper and signed Alabama UDFA CJ Dipper. Yes, that's 3 tight ends with potential, each playing different roles. Dupree's signing, while under the radar, signals that the Pats are quietly stacking depth and versatility at the position. They're not desperate for another tight end. They're building the room strategically, and it shows. That's where the logic from Bleacher Report kind of collapses. A trade for Kmet just doesn't make sense, not in terms of performance, not financially, and not within the context of the Patriots' current roster and offensive strategy. It's like trying to replace an apple with another apple, but one that's more expensive and possibly bruised. But let's pivot, because if that rumor felt like a head-scratcher, the next move by the Patriots had people absolutely buzzing, and for good reason. Enter Kyle Williams, the 5'10", 190-pound speedster out of Washington State. If you blinked during the draft, you might have missed his name, but trust me, you're going to remember it very soon. This guy is a game changer, the kind of wide receiver the Patriots haven't had in years. In 2024 alone, Williams racked up 70 receptions, just shy of 1,100 yards, and a jaw-dropping 14 touchdowns. And no, those aren't padded stats against weak competition. This guy burned DBS every single week. But what really caught the Patriots' attention? It wasn't just his explosive playmaking or his 17.1 yards per catch average. It was commitment. That word came straight from inside the building. Mike Rice and Jeremy Fowler reported that when Patriots personnel were asked what stood out about Williams, that was the answer: commitment. And when you dig into his story, it becomes clear why that matters so much. Kyle Williams was already NFL bound. He didn't have to play in his team's bowl game, not at all. But he chose to suit up, to practice, to study film, to travel with the team, and to compete. That's rare. That's not just commitment. That's love for the game. That's a guy who understands what it means to be part of something bigger than himself. Jake Dickert, his college coach, said it best: Williams was one of the catalysts for the energy and effort the team played with. He didn't just show up. He led by example. That kind of attitude. That's exactly what Mike Vrabel and Elliott Wolf are trying to build in Foxborough. We've heard it all off-season. They want football guys. Guys who are coachable. Guys who live and breathe the game. Williams fits that mold perfectly. Physically, the kid's no slouch either. He's got a 4.4 for 40-yard dash, a relative athletic score around 60%, and insane separation speed. Think Julian Edelman-level agility, but with more explosiveness downfield. Mike Rice even suggested that Williams could become the first Patriots receiver since Edelman to break the 1,000-yard mark. And when you look at this depth chart, it's not hard to see why. Picture this: Matt Collins at 6 feet 4 inches as a big-bodied target, Demario Pop Douglas working underneath, and Kyle Williams stretching the field with game-breaking speed. Add Stefon Diggs, who's already established as your WR1, and you suddenly have a receiving corps that can actually scare defenses again, spread the field, isolate matchups, and give Drake Maye a chance to sling it deep. Yes, please, and let's talk about that potential Maye to Williams connection. Drake Maye as a cannon, that's not up for debate. The question is how quickly he gets up to NFL speed. But if he starts, and many believe he will, then having a speed demon like Williams could accelerate his development and build instant chemistry. The vertical threat keeps safeties honest, opens up the middle for tight ends like Henry and Hooper, and allows Diggs to feast in single coverage. That's a complete offensive structure, one built for the modern game. But this isn't just about production, it's about culture. Kyle Williams is a tone setter, the kind of player who comes in early, stays late, and makes everyone around him better. That's what the Patriots need. That's what they've been missing. And that's what Mike Vrabel is trying to reestablish, that championship DNA that faded in the post-Brady haze. So let's bring it back to you, the fans. The heartbeat of this franchise. What do you think? Is trading for Cole Kmet a waste of time? Should the Patriots double down on Hunter Henry and build around Drake Maye organically? And more importantly, is Kyle Williams the real steal of this draft class? Let us know what you think in the comments. Would you trade for Kmet? Type T for trade or P for pass. And will Kyle Williams start day one? Type Y for yes or N for no. We're heading into rookie minicamp soon, and we'll be breaking down every snap, every rep, and every storyline right here. So buckle up, Pats Nation. Things are just getting started. And now let's dive deeper, because if the Kyle Williams pick was a revelation, the way the Patriots are building their culture around this new generation of players is something every New England fan should be paying attention to. What we're witnessing isn't just a youth movement, it's a calculated culture shift, one led by Mike Vrabel and Elliott Wolf, who are making it crystal clear that effort, accountability, and commitment to the grind are non-negotiables in Foxborough moving forward. Kyle Williams isn't just a player, he's a message. And that message is loud and clear. Let's not forget where we've come from. The Patriots are still transitioning from the identity crisis that